Hey, welcome to the Lisper Podcast. Y'all know who it is. It's your host, the Lisper. Y'all know who it is. Y'all see Macho Man is here. Freddy's here. Decepticon security team's here. And of course, one of the most important people, the co-host. The co-host is in the building, and it's time for him to make his daily contribution. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And today's episode ain't special. It's just a regular episode, but it's called Love or Lost. And I decided to do it because the question is it better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all? Because that's what they say. They say it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. But Lisper, kind of might beg to differ on that. I kind of might beg to differ on that, but I'm not going to get into that yet because I asked a second question on top of that, and I said this, and I put it out there on Facebook. I didn't get a lot of answers. My sister said something, hell no. I asked Brittany, and Brittany said, like, fuck no. She gave me her reasons, and we'll get into that later. I asked a couple other people, and everybody seems to say no. And I'm like, are y'all serious? Or y'all bullshitting me? I feel like all of the people that said no, it was the cat. It was the cat. It's bullshit. And the question was, if your ex won the Powerball today and called you and said, I want you back, would you go? And a lot of people were saying no to the hell, to the no, to the no, no, no. Now, me in particular, my ex wasn't really my ex. So if I have to go back and say an ex, like a real ex, like a real relationship, then yeah, if I didn't have nothing going on with Brittany and me and Brittany wasn't doing what we was doing, then yeah, my real ex, I definitely would go back if she won the Powerball. But if we talking about technically like the last person who can have any kind of said claim to me before Brittany, which is the mother of my children, no, because I couldn't go back to her because if it was set up for her to say, hey, you can come back to me and we have to be in a committed, 100% committed husband and wife type relationship, nah, nah. I can't commit to that. And I'm not the type of person that's going to go and be with somebody for money. Now, if she said, come back and we didn't have no agreement on no committed relationship, yeah, I'll go back for 2 days, rob the bitch, come back here. I go, really be fine with that. Listen, I need 2 days off. But I'm going to come back with a couple of millions of them things. You know what I'm saying? I need 2 days off, but I'm going to come back with a couple of millions of them things, and there won't be no fucking involved. Trust me. There won't be no fucking involved. Because one thing I don't know how to do is turn a woman on. But the one thing I do know how to do is turn a bitch off. I can turn a bitch off for sure. I can get myself out of fucking at any period of time. So yeah, if it was a situation where I thought, we don't have no agreement, I don't have to be in a committed relationship, I can go back to her, fake the funk, turn her off real quick so she don't try to fuck on me, and find a way to weasel a couple of $1 million out of her, or find a way to steal it, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get some of that money because she owed me some of that money. In reality, it's like you owe me some of that money because fucking the shit you did, I deserve payment. Plus, I got to. Oh, matter of fact, I strike all of that because I won't have to do it because we got kids together, and I know that if she win the Powerball, she gonna give the kids some of that money, and they gonna give me some, or they gonna steal it. They gonna steal some for me. My kids was a team daddy, you know what I'm saying? So they either gonna steal some money from her and give me some, or they gonna get money from her more than what they need, and they gonna give me some, or they gonna get money from her and open a business. And this podcast studio gonna be a real studio. They gonna hook daddy up. Daddy's gonna get something out of this. So matter of fact, I don't even have to deal with that. I don't even have to worry about that. I don't even have to think about that. I don't even have to answer that question. But here's the thing: a lot of people that was asking that question, I feel it was the cap. I feel it was the bullshit because first of all. And this is mostly for ladies because men don't give a fuck. As long as a man is single. See, like me, I got Brittany, I got my situation going on. So no, I don't want to give up my situation to go back to that just for money. Like That's not happiness. That's fucked up. But as long as a man is single, he don't give a fuck. He's single. He'll go back to that ex because there's not nothing that a woman that could do that's egregious enough for a man to not want part of that fucking $300 million. There's not nothing she can do. And if the real truth of the matter is, most of the time, the man is the reason why the relationship fucking ended. So this is mostly for women that want to go back. Now, here's the thing. Most of the women says, no, hell no. He was beating my ass. Okay, he was beating your ass. Now, don't look at me funny. Don't say I'm an advocate for domestic violence. I do not like that shit. I do not participate in it. I do not support it in any way whatsoever. But I am going to say something that might be a little fucked up, might be a little controversial, but I feel like it works here. You're a woman and you've been with a man and he beats your ass for a couple of years, right? And he owes you that money. And it's obvious that man owes you that money. Cassie got her ass beat. But P. Diddy had to pay her $30 million. You understand what I'm saying? He owed her that money. That's for the ass whoopings. He had to pay her $30 million. Now, I'm not saying that you exchange getting your ass whooped for money. I'm just saying that if you're in a relationship and you've been domestically abused, that man owes you that money. So I'm not saying go back to him. What I'm saying is you don't even have to worry about going back to him because if that man was beating your ass, you filed that lawsuit. That's what you do. When that man got that money, you say, hey, brother. Especially when he calls you and say, I want you back. Oh, you want me back, huh? You want me back? Huh? How about this, my man? How about I'm going to tell everybody that you was whooping on my ass or you run me some of that bread. Give me some of that money. You know what I mean? I don't got to come back. You was beating my ass. You know you was beating my ass. The goal of you to ask me to come back knowing you was whooping on my ass because you got all this money and you think I'm going to come back for the money? No, brother. You was beating my ass. I'm going to sue you for the money. You know what I'm saying? So, no, you filed that lawsuit. Okay? But what else could this man have done to you that broke y'all up that you saying that if he won the Powerball $300 million and said he wanted you back, I apologize and all that shit that you wouldn't go back? What did that man do that you wouldn't go back? I heard, he was a cheater. He was a cheater. He was a cheater because his thing, women get cheated on every day for less than 300 million motherfucking dollars. Okay, and here's the thing. Here's what I told my sister. I said, listen, man, $300 million, and this man says he wants you back. And you can make all the rules you want. You can say, hey, you got to be dedicated to me. And he going to say, I don't want no cheating. I don't want to do no cheating. I just want you. I love you. I want you back. Whatever. We got to be married, whatever. And you can say, hey, you got to be dedicated to the situation. You got to not cheat. You might not want to be cheated on. You might really have love for this man. You need that macho man, David Jones. You're not getting that macho man, brother. Oh, no. You cannot have my macho man. Okay? What you can do is go on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what you can do is hit me up later on so you can get you one of these because I'm selling these. These is my new book. You can get you one of these and support your brother. That's what you can do. But have my macho man, you got me fucked up. But anyway. So what was I saying? Oh, so what I was saying was that you can go back to that man and you can say to that man, hey, yeah, you cheated on me and I don't want you to cheat. But here's the deal, though. $300 million. $300 million means if you go back to that man and he says he's dedicated to you and he decides not to teach to you and cheating was the only thing you was mad about, the only thing that broke y'all up was that man was a cheater and you didn't want to be cheated on, you didn't like a cheater, right? And you go back to him and he got $300 million and you don't want to be cheated on. I agree. Nobody shouldn't be cheated on. Cheating is wrong. And if you don't want to be cheated on, no amount of money in the world is worth you being cheated on. But I'm going to say this. If it was me, I'd go back. And I get cheated on because guess what? Guess what $3 million mean? $3 million mean y'all can have your house. He can have whatever apartment or condo he wants to have. And you can have whatever apartment or condo you want to have. Y'all can afford to have 3 different places to live. Y'all can afford to have 3 different places to go to. Y'all can afford to have 3 different places that are nice. Because guess what you know as a woman? Guess what you know as a woman? Guess what I know as a man? Even if he is cheating, as a woman, you know, even if he is cheating, that bitch ain't in your bed. You know that bitch ain't in your bed. You know that bitch ain't in your kitchen. You know that bitch ain't in your house. You know that bitch don't have no idea where the fuck you live because he's doing that at his fucking condo that he can afford somewhere the fuck else. Same way with the men. You know that nigga ain't in your house. That nigga ain't drinking your beer. He ain't playing your Xbox. He ain't doing nothing because that woman's got her condo wherever she lives, doing her own thing. And you got your condo wherever you live, doing your own thing. So when your man is home or your woman is home and you don't feel like that shit, because you know there's times you don't feel like that shit, you can say, hey, I'm going to the house. And you can have your house wherever you wanted to have it. Y'all live in California, you can say, hey, I'm going to the condo in Miami. Me and the girls having a girls' night in our condo in Miami. I'll be there. And you can get your fuck on. You can cheat too. Now I know, y'all, oh no, that's not a loving relationship. That's not loving marriage, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. You know what I mean? You're going to live a good life. And at the end of the day, this man's going to be your husband in public. He's going to be your husband on paper. He's going to be your husband and the love of your life everywhere y'all fucking go. You can't fake the phone for that kind of money. You can't fake the phone for that kind of lifestyle. You love that much? Do you? Do you now? Do you? I don't think you do. I don't think you do, but I respect you if you say no, you want a real relationship, you want to be in love, you can't deal with cheating. Cheating is your end all be all. But I'm just saying that maybe he won't cheat. Maybe you can feel like he's dedicated to not cheating on you. And at least you can go back and give that man a shot. Because if cheating was the only thing that was wrong, you know, you got to take some blame in that too. You got to say, maybe I didn't give him enough of that go-go 3,000. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got to give a little more go-go. You know, I'm just saying, maybe you got to give a little more go-go. Or if she was cheating on you, maybe she was cheating on you because you was broke. Maybe she was cheating on you because you wasn't paying the cell phone bill all the time. Maybe she was cheating on you because you didn't take her out to dinner. And the reason why you didn't take her out to dinner because you were faking the phone. You didn't have money to take her out to dinner. Like, there are reasons for cheating that people make up. And you can correct that. But even so, let's say you give the man another chance. You give the man another chance to say, hey, man, don't cheat on me. You give a woman another chance to say, hey, woman, don't cheat on me. I don't want to be cheated on. I'm going to give you another chance. And you got that $300 million. If they do cheat, you don't think they're going to give you something? If they do cheat and fucking play with you in your face, you don't think you're going to get a little something? You don't think that man or that woman that claims to love you, that took you back, claimed to get you back and got $300 million and still fuck with you, still play with you, still cheat on you, still made you emotionally upset, that person doesn't love you enough to say, here go $2 million. Maybe $3 million, maybe $10 million. Out of the $300 million that they have, they're not going to compensate you for the time that you spent taking them back. They're not going to compensate you for breaking your trust. They're not going to compensate you for fucking you up not one time, but 2 times. No, they probably are. So if you're single and you ain't been moving forward from, and here's a reason too. There's a reason why you're still single. Okay, there's a reason why you're still single because you ain't found nothing in these streets. Even though that man cheated on you, even though that woman cheated on you, you ain't found nothing in these streets. So going back is worth a house at least. Hey, keep your crib, keep your condo in Miami, and keep the regular house. I'll move. Keep the car. You know you're going to get a nice motherfucking car. Keep the car. Keep the jewelry that he bought you or she bought you or whatever. Keep the watch that she gave you. Keep the shoes. Keep the wardrobe. You're going to get something out of going back. And if the man or the woman is really want you back and they really dedicate to this relationship and they're not going to cheat on you, you're going to have a happy motherfucking life. You're going to get that chance up to be out here in these fucked up ass streets. You're going to get that chance up to be sitting home on Saturday night by yourself eating ice cream. No, I don't think you are. And last but not least, and this is probably the worst one that I've ever heard. I heard somebody say he didn't have his shit together. He didn't have his shit together. And his shit together means that he has to have a certain mindset. But I'm sorry, man, woman, child, $300 million change your mindset. I don't know what mindset that you can have. That $300 million won't make your mindset different. It changes every mindset. Okay, he's a lazy bum. He's lazy. His mindset is lazy. He's a procrastinator. He don't want to work. He don't want to do what he got to do to have a proper job. He got fucked up mindset. He don't have to do what he got to do to have a proper job. He don't need a proper job. $300 million. $300 million. You get back with that man. You don't need him to have any kind of job. You can say, hey, listen, honey, this is what you want to do. I want to open up a restaurant, or I want to open up a school, or I want to open up whatever business you want to do. And all you got to do is fund it. You don't even have to talk to that man about, I want to open up this restaurant. This is the place I want. Pay the bill. Let me hire the people, and I'm rocking out with this. Or you can talk to that man and say, I know you didn't want to work. I know you're a lazy ass nigga. I know you're a bum. I know you're a procrastinator. You do it. Say, here, man, look. You like to fix cars, man. At least open an auto shop. You like to fix cars, open an auto shop. Just do it. I'll help you do it. I'll sign the paperwork. I'll call the lawyers. I'll do everything I got to do to open the fucking auto shop. And all you got to do is go in there every day and fix the motherfucking cars that we bring in there. Can you do that? Can you fucking do that? And he's going to say yes. He's going to say yes. Yes, I can. He's going to agree to some shit. If he got a fucked up mindset and he's fucked up and he fucks up $300 million, you can make an amendment, whatever you want to call it, to the relationship. You can say, hey man, you got $300 million. If I come back to you, I know you're fucked up. I know you got the fucked up mindset. I know that you're gonna fuck the money up. Give me half of that. We're gonna put half of that in a separate bank account that you can't touch. So even if you fuck up, you got $150 million to be a fuck up with. This $150 million going over here, and I ain't gonna fuck that up. Not to mention, we buying a house, we buying a car, we getting everything settled with that money. And whatever's left, that goes towards your $150 million. And whatever I got over here in this $150 million, we keeping that. We're not fucking that up. This is the deal. This is the deal you make. So if he's a gambler, if he's a fucked up individual, if he just fucked up money or thinks he can spend money, or if he want to get back in the streets, you let him. Oh, you don't do what you got to do, but the money ain't gonna be fucked up because you're taking care of that. Or even if it's a woman, the money gonna be fucked up because you're taking care of that. You take care of that money. Tell that man, do whatever you want to do. I'm taking care of the money that's over here. This is enough money over here for us to be straight. You know what I mean? Or what other mindset could he have? Could he have a mindset of the streets? This nigga want to flood the block? You have to stop that. You have to be a woman and say, nigga, you're not a gangster. And you don't have to be a gangster. You can look gangster. All you want. We gonna buy you some guns. We gonna buy you some bulletproof vests. We're going to buy you some bulletproof vehicles. We even going to pay for studio time for you to get in there and do a rap song. And we're going to have a rap video, and we're going to put it on Spotify. We're going to put it on YouTube. We're going to put you out there, and you can be on that rap song talking all of that gangster shit. I pop these, I do this, I do that. You can do all that gangster shit. You can be certified gangster. But what you ain't going to do is get arrested. What you ain't going to do is go to prison. You're going to fake that gangster funk, but you're going to be in this motherfucking house. You can do that. You can tell that motherfucker that $300 million. You can tell that motherfucker you better stay your ass in the house. And if he got a whore mentality and he's a whore ass nigga, so what? So what? You already know that. You already know that. You be a whore too. You know what I mean? Like, get that money. But if you don't like that, you don't like cheating. Like, once again, we go back to the cheating thing. But I'm pretty sure that whatever mentality he has, $300 million will get that motherfucking mind right. In my opinion. And the same thing for a woman. If you got a woman and she got the wrong mentality, oh, she's just a bitch. She's just a bitch. And you don't like her because she's just a bitch. She bitch and complain about every fucking thing. She don't have nothing to complain about. She don't have nothing to complain about because $300 million changes every motherfucking complaint. If that bitch say it's too cold, $300 million say, well, let's go to Miami. It's warm here. You can actually pick up your phone and go, hey, whether Miami says it's 88, you want to go? If she says it's too hot, whether in New York says it's 65, you want to go? If she don't like the dinner that you made to her, you can literally take your plate and throw it. You can throw the whole fucking stove away. If you make dinner and she complain about it, you can literally pick the whole stove up and say, it's this fucking stove fault. Fuck this stove. You right. And throw the whole motherfucking stove away. And y'all can go get new dinner, new stove, everything. A woman loves to shop. Anything she complains about, the bed's lumpy. Throw it out, bitch. Throw it out. Get rid of that bed. You're right. That shit lumpy as shit. You can agree with everything she fucking says because guess what? You can fix everything she fucking says. Because with $300 million, you can fix every motherfucking complaint. If she says, oh, your dick ain't big enough, I would go and ask, how much is dick surgery? How much is dick surgery? You know what I'm saying? I can buy some Extends. I can buy Viagra. I can buy all the weed. I want the fucking, I can get the Henny dick, tequila dick, whatever you need. Or, you know what? I'm the type of man that, hey, man, look, once a month, go ahead on to the, get you one of them, and get your thing, man. Come on back home. We can do that. We can't bring another man into my bedroom, but we can do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, 2-8 said the answer to the question is yes. Yes, but love is not meant for everyone. Oh, you talking about the answer, is it better to love and loss? If that's the question you talk about, I'm not, all right, I'm about to go into that question in a second. But here's the thing, like I said, If your ex gets you 100 million, wins the Powerball, there's not a lot of reasons for you not to go back, especially if you're single. If you have a committed relationship, I don't say risk it. And if you value not being cheated on, or if you value real love more than you value money, you might not want to take that chance. But for me, it's like, I don't see no reason why not. That person could be legit. That person could be legit. Because a lot of times what women don't understand is a lot of times their problem with men in relationships is money. A lot of times it's money. A lot of times not having enough money to take care of a woman, or not having enough money to do what you want a woman to do, or not having enough money to live the life that you want to live is very stressful for me. And sometimes that affects him in his everyday life. And sometimes the women don't know that, because sometimes he has enough money to take care of her. Sometimes he has enough money to make sure the bills get paid. He ain't got the bitch on the street. He ain't got the woman on the street. He ain't got his wife on the street. But sometimes that's not enough, because sometimes she says she wants a nice ring and he can't afford it. And even though she don't care, it bothers him. So sometimes money can cause problems in a relationship that she don't know that the money is causing problems. You know what I mean? And sometimes stress causes problems in a relationship, and there's stress. And money is a good stress reliever. I'm sorry. But money is a good stress reliever, because if you stress and it ain't about money, you can go on vacation and not have to worry about it and not be stressed. You can go and buy something, smoke all the weed you want. You don't have to worry about a drug test. You know what I mean? Money changes things, and I'm just saying that. Now, back to the original question. Is it better to have loved and lost than not have loved at all? Everybody says that. Everybody says that. I too said the answer is yes. It's better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all. I beg to differ. I'm one of those people that say you don't know what you're missing if you never had it to miss it. That's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? If I was rich and I lost all of my money, I'd be fucked up. But right now, I'm poor. And I'm not mad about being poor, because I don't know what being rich feels like. I don't care about being rich. I care about, I'm sustaining. I care about sustaining. So being rich is not an issue for me. Now, if I was rich and I lost all that money, oh man, that'll haunt me for the rest of my motherfucking life. That'll haunt me for the rest of my life, because every time a bill come up and I'll be like, damn, and I look at that bill and I look stressed out, or every time Brittany asks me for something that I can't buy, or anytime she says she want a new car, new this, new that, she want to go somewhere, she want to move, whatever the case may be, and I can't do it, and I know that I was rich before, and now I'm poor. I lost all that money. I'm fucked up. But if I was never rich, I'm just like, we'll see. We'll try to make it happen, but I'm not fucked up about it. Also, there is too many variables involved in your love and your loss. Because let's say you love the man, or you love the woman, and you lost him. What kind of loss is it? Did you lose him like the relationship ended, and you feel like that was the one that got away? Because if you feel like that was the one that got away, why can't you just go get him back? So they're not the one that got away. There's a reason why they were lost. There's a reason why they was away. And quite frankly, you sent them away. You sent them away, and there was a reason why you sent them away. They was a beater. They was a cheater. They didn't have no money. They didn't have no ambition. They didn't have nothing, and you sent them away. So was it better to love them and send them away than to not have met that person at all? How many years you spent with them? How many years was you and this person in a relationship? 5 years? So you was in a 5-year relationship with somebody who you had no future with, who you couldn't move on with, who you lost, but you loved deeply, and now you sad because you lost them, and now you wasted that 5 years, and you're not thinking that it would have been better off had you not met that person. It would have been better off had you never, ever, ever fell in love with that man or that woman. So are you better off because you loved them and lost them than you would have been had you never met that motherfucker? 5 years of your life is gone. 5 years of your life is wasted. And that motherfucker wasn't the one for you. And now you're sitting here still single. Thinking about a person that wasn't the person for you. Thinking about a person that wasn't good enough to get themselves together for you. Thinking about a person that didn't love you enough not to put their hands on you. Thinking about a person that didn't love you enough not to cheat on you. Thinking about a person that didn't love you enough to keep that relationship and do the things that they had to do to keep that relationship. So what would have been better? Would have been better? You saying that it was better for you to have that experience? It was better for you to have the good times that y'all had? It was better for you to waste 5 years of your life? Nah, I don't know about that. And then what's the other kind of loss? What's the other kind of loss? Okay, well, the bad kind of loss. Death. Death. So now you got this wonderful wife. You got this wonderful husband. Y'all is in love. And y'all been together for 10 years. And y'all is in love. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Everything's great. Everything was excellent in your marriage. And that person gets sick and passes away. Did you feel good about that? Are you happy that that person passed away? No. Are you reflecting on it and saying, man, I'm glad I had those 10 years? You might say that. You might think that. You might feel that way. But there's some regret there. For me, there would be some regret there. It would be like, damn, man, if I never got with her, I wouldn't have this pain. Because that's painful. It's painful when somebody you love dies. Especially somebody you love that you didn't have to. See what I'm saying? Somebody that the love was unconditional, because all of your other loves are conditional. Your mom. You love your mom because she's your mom. You love that woman because that's based on the condition that this woman is the woman that birthed you. This is the woman that brought you onto this planet. So you love her because it's based on that condition. Your mom could be a real bitch. Your mom could be a real bitch. And I'm saying that really in a disrespectful manner. I'm not trying to be nice for that. I'm not trying to be politically correct. There are some women out here in this world that I can be like, yo, she's a real bitch in every sense of the word, in every disrespectful manner that I can say it. I'm not going to say the C word, but you know what I'm saying, on the C word level of bitchery, this woman could be, right? But you love her. And why would you ever love a person like that? You love that person like that because that person brought you into this world, because that person might be your mama. That phrase, son of a bitch, means something for real. It ain't made up. Your mama's a bitch and you her son. That's what that's what that means. That's what that means. You are so bad, you gotta be the son of a bitch. That's how bad of a person you are. That your mama's a bitch, for sure. But I'm just saying that there are bitches on this planet. Real bitches on this planet, and them real bitches do give birth to children, and so them bitches is somebody's mama. And that somebody loves them only based on their mama. You love your daddy because your daddy is your daddy. You love your daddy because your daddy is the man that laid the sperm up in there and did the bow chicka wow wow with your mama and had you. And you love him. But that man is a motherfucker, man. That man is a bad motherfucker. That man left you, left your mama, left you and all your sisters and brothers, and he went across state and he married another woman and they living a happy ass life, and you and your mama were struggling. Papa was a rolling stone. But you go on Dr. Phil and you sit down and you cry about it. Oh, Daddy want me here. You know what I mean? You talk to your mama about it, all of a sudden, you know, and then you talk to him about it. You say, Dad, we had to struggle, you know what I mean? And you do all that. Wow, you don't have to do none of that shit. You don't have to have none of those fucking emotions. You have those emotions because that's your daddy. Okay, that's the man that birthed you. So it's not unconditional love. It's love with a condition. You love him because on the condition he was your father. If this was a stepdad, you would fuck that motherfucker. If it was your stepdad, you would say, I'm going to kill that nigga. Some people say they're going to kill their real dad. But there are people out here that love their dad because that's their dad. Kids too. Kids too. I love my children. I love all my children. You know, I love them dearly. I love them dearly, right? And no matter what they do, I'm going to love them. But see, I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate. My children are good children, and I don't know if that comes from me. Well, me, because, you know, I don't know. I know it don't come from their fucking mama. Well, Brittany, the two with Brittany do, they get quality from their mama. They get skills from their mama. They got things from their mama. But the other ones, no. They didn't get nothing. Nothing came from their mama that was positive. So yeah, it didn't come from their mama. So yeah, I gotta take credit for that. Not bad kids, good kids. They're not out here doing crazy shit. They're older teenagers. They haven't been arrested. They haven't been to prison. They haven't had babies. They haven't, you know, done not too many fucked up shit. They experiment with drugs and alcohol. Who doesn't? But they're not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. I was fortunate to have good children that are easy to love, but some of them kids, you say son of a bitch. You can be dad of a bitch too now. You can be dad of a bitch too now. Or you can have a bad motherfucking son. I'm pretty sure that Jeffrey Dahmer's parents wasn't proud of him. I'm pretty sure that Jeffrey Dahmer's parents was not proud of what he became and what the fuck Jeffrey Dahmer was doing. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a kid like that. You can have a son that's on some fucked up shit. You can have a son. For me, if I had a son that grew up and was a domestic violence guy, like was a beater and a cheater, I wouldn't be proud of that motherfucker. I wouldn't appreciate that motherfucker. I would not like that. Me and my son would not have a good relationship. But I would love him under the condition that he's my son. So, back to my point. If your mom died, if your child died, if your husband, if one of them died, right? Yeah, you suffer. Yeah, that's a different kind of, that's a loss, right? But that's not the love that I'm talking about, because that's not unconditional love. You love them based on a condition. So to find somebody that you can love based on no condition, which means you unconditionally love that person just because of the person who they are, and they love you and they married you and they're with you just because of the person who you are, and they pass away, and you got to deal with that hurt. That pain is enough to say, I don't want this pain. That pain is enough for me in my mind to say, and I wish I never met her at all. You know what I'm saying? So now in that situation, where the person who you had unconditional love for, when the person that was a good husband or a good wife to you for 10 motherfucking years dies, do you contemplate the fact that it would have been better had you not even met that person at all? Would you contemplate that fact? Yes, you would. I would think about it. I would think about it every day, like, damn, had I not met her. And especially if the situation in which they died could have possibly had something to do with you, which means that not only had you not met that person, they probably would still be alive. Think about that. Y'all don't think about that? Just think about it. Think about the scenario, this case scenario. My wife is at work, and she calls me, something's wrong with her car, and she calls me, she says, honey, something's wrong with my car. My car is fucked up. Can you come and pick me up from work, or come check out the car, come call AAA, and then come give me a ride home? Whatever the case may be, honey, I need you, and I need you to come here. Now, in the normal circumstances, you home or you at work, you ain't going over there. You're not going that way. You're not doing that. You're not going to be in your car. You're not going to be driving. But she needs you. Your wife needs you, right? My wife needs me, right? I get in my car, and honey, yes, honey, I'm coming. I'm coming. Get in my car, and on the way there, I get in a car accident, and I'm dead. My death is 100% linked to my wife's car being broke down. Your husband's death is 100% linked to you being married to him. And there you go. If I wasn't married to him, if he wasn't my husband, if I never met him, that wonderful man would still be alive. That guilt of you calling him, that guilt of him getting in a car accident to come save you, that guilt of you feeling like, damn, had you never met this man, he would still be alive, and he's a wonderful man, and he would have been a wonderful husband to somebody else. Is that not enough to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't have met him? If that's not enough to say, hey, I'm gonna just chalk it up. You know what I mean? So there are ways to lose a love that can fuck you up. And I'm saying that under those circumstances, for me, somebody like me, somebody who has those kind of feelings, I would be fucked up by it. And I would always think like, damn, if I never met her, she'd still be alive. Or damn, if I never met her, I wouldn't have went through this. Me, I got regret all the time about my situation and about the decisions that I made with my ex-wife. Now, it's not a love and loss situation because it wasn't really a love situation. So it's not a love and loss situation, but it's still regret. And people go like this. People go like this. And I'm only bringing up my situation not to say that it was a love or loss situation, but to say this. People also have the hindsight of the fact that they have children. And people always bring their kids up. They always throw their kids in it. They always say to their kids, hey, I know I love my husband and I lost him. He died or we broke up or whatever, but if I hadn't met this man, and if I hadn't loved this man, and if I hadn't been with this man or this woman or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't have my children. I wouldn't have my children. And a lot of people go off of that. A lot of people say it was better for me to have loved and lost than to not have loved at all, because that love led to these beautiful children I got right here. I got beautiful kids, men, women. I got beautiful kids, and those kids came from that love, right? And people go, bam. And that's what it. But I brought up myself because I have beautiful children. And my beautiful children came from that relationship with my ex. And sometimes I still sit and I go, damn, man, I should have never did that. Sometimes I still sit and I go, damn, man, I should have never, ever had any contact with a woman like that. I go, damn, man, I should have never, ever had any kids with a woman like that. And my kids are not enough to take that regretful feeling out of my head sometimes. Sometimes I look back on my life and I go, you know where I would have been? You know what I would have done? You know, a lot of the decisions that I made that were bad decisions were made based on my situation with that woman that I could have corrected. You know where, in hindsight, where I probably would have been in life. And yeah, okay, yeah, you think about it. Yeah, if I had done that, yeah, I wouldn't have my kids. But sometimes it's like, were these kids even worth what I went through to have them? You know what I mean? I still have that regret. Like I said, I love my children. They turned out great, but they didn't have to. My children were not put in a situation for success. My children were not put in a situation to be good kids. My children were not put in a situation to prosper. They were put in a fucked up situation. My kids were put in a fucked up situation, and you know what else? I had guilt from that. I had guilt from that. A lot of times I was just like, damn, my kids are going to be fucked up, and it's all my fault because I chose the woman that I chose, and I made a bunch of decisions that were the wrong decisions, and now I got these kids, and they're in this world, and I can't send them back, and they're going to be fucked up. And I was fortunate enough, and I had enough fortitude in who I am as a man to make sure that didn't happen. And I can pat myself on the back for that every fucking day, but it was hard. And it was fucked up. And there were times that I said, you know what? I wish I never met that woman. And yeah, even in spite of having my children, even in spite of loving them, I would give them. There were some times where I thought, if I could turn back time, I'd give these motherfucking kids up. I wouldn't do it over. Okay, so in that situation, even with the kids, okay, you can say that. You can use the kids. You can say, it was better for me to have that love and lost that man or that woman because I got my beautiful children out of it. My beautiful children came from that love, but sometimes children come out of hate. Sometimes children come out of fucked up, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys that have been with women that they love, that they had children with, that they knew that they shouldn't have had that child. They knew that child didn't come out of a relationship, and they knew that it was wrong. And here's the other thing. How important is love to you? And I'm going to put it like this. Look. I too put this up here. But love is not meant for everyone. Love is not meant for everyone. Because there's a thing where you have to know how to love, and you have to want to be in love, and you have to love, and you have to do all of that. And there's circumstances where you might love someone that do not love you, because love is not meant for everyone. And I just had this conversation with Brittany. I just said to her that you can love a man or love a woman that don't love you back. And she claims that was impossible. She claims that it's hard for you to love someone that don't love you back. She claims that there are signs of a man and signs of a woman that says that they don't love you, and that you should be able to recognize those signs, and that you should understand that they don't love you the way you love them. And I say that I beg to differ on that. And the reason why I beg to differ on that is because you can love a person that doesn't love you back. And I stand on that because of the simple fact that that's what I honestly think was wrong with my ex-wife. That's what I honestly believe was our problem. That's what I honestly believe destroyed our relationship. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of my marriage, my old marriage. I have a story on Vocal Media. It's Vocal Media. You go on Vocal Media. I have a story on Vocal Media. It's called Married. And if you want to know that story, Married, on Vocal Media, explains my situation with my ex-wife. It explains everything. I told the truth on there. You can look that up. But my thing is this, right? A man like me, I'm gonna even take my ex-marriage out of it. I'm gonna say this: a man like me can make a woman feel like I love her when I don't. And I know that sounds terrible. I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds like I'm a fucked up individual. But in actuality, I'm a good man. In actuality, I'm a good man. And being a good man, I say this. As a good man, if I'm fucking with you, whether I love you or not, if I'm fucking with you, if I'm taking time out of your schedule, if I'm taking time out of your life, if I'm fucking on you and I'm involved with you and I'm invested in some things with you, or I got you invested in some things with me, you're going to feel like I love you because I'm going to treat you that way. I'm going to treat you that way. I live based on my core values, and my core values is that I don't ever want to really be disrespectful to a woman. Yeah, I'll disrespect the shit out of a bitch. And I'm saying bitch again in derogatory manner. I'm saying a bitch, not a nice woman, because you don't disrespect a nice woman, but a bitch, yeah. I'll tear a bitch down. I have no problem with that. I am a verbal assassin, and I will verbally assassinate a bitch. I definitely will. But if you're some woman that I'm spending time with, a woman that I feel like is respectful to me and not a bitch, I'm not gonna tear you down. I'm not gonna talk disrespectfully to you. I'm also a man that is a man and knows I'm a man and have a core value of that I'm not gonna put my hands on a woman, so I'm not gonna be out here beating you the fuck up. I'm not gonna beat you up. So no matter what you say, I'm not gonna beat you up. No matter what you do, I'm not gonna beat you up. If you hit me, you probably won't get hit back. And when a woman hits a man and the man doesn't hit them back, that gives them a sense of love. When a woman says all kinds of crazy shit to a man and he ignores it, and he says, "You got it," and he don't call her a bitch and he don't disrespect her and he don't put his hands on it, yet that gives her a sense of love. When a man helps a woman, if she's stranded, if she calls you and you come, you show up for her, that gives her a sense of love. If you buy her things that she wants, and you take her to places that she want to go, and you take her out to dinner, and you spend time with her, and you fuck on her, and you kiss on her, and you hug on her, and you do all the things that a man is supposed to do for a woman, that gives her a sense of love. That doesn't mean that you love her. I'm sorry to say, that doesn't mean that you love her. That doesn't mean that you're in love with her. That doesn't mean that. That just for me, if I'm dating a woman and we're dating, I'm going to treat her that way out of respect for her. And I may not love her. I may enjoy spending time with her. I may enjoy fucking on her. I may enjoy helping her out because I'm the type of person that I enjoy helping people out. Being able to help people makes me feel good. Being able to do for other people makes me feel good. So yeah, I enjoy being able to help her out. But that don't mean that I love her, you know? Or that don't mean that I'm in love with her. I can love her and I can be like, you know what? I love her. She's a good friend of mine. But that don't mean that I love her like I want to be her husband. That don't mean that I love her like I want to be in a relationship with her. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes people might be in love with someone that don't love them back. And now when that conversation comes up, when that situation comes up, when that girl hits you or that man hits you with the what is this, and you tell them, oh, it's fun. When you love somebody and you feel like you're ready to be dedicated, you're ready to be one-on-one, you're ready to be in that committed relationship, and you ask them, what is this? Why are we not committed? And they tell you it's fun. Is that better than not have met that motherfucker at all? Is it better to have loved them and lost them because they didn't love you back than to just not have loved that person at all? It's fun. How about them dudes that get denied, turned down, told no in a proposal? How about that? It happens. How many times has a man got on his knee and said, baby, 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 I love you so much. I want to be your husband. Will you marry me? And a woman said, no, I will not marry you. Don't you think that man regrets meeting that woman? Don't you think that man's a little salty and a little sorry and a little resentful about his whole situation with her? Don't you think that's a little fucked up? Don't you think that maybe it was better if he hadn't met her at all? Especially when it's a breakup. Sometimes the woman just says, no, I won't marry you because I'm not ready yet. We could bring maybe another year or two. Sometimes the man jumps the gun on that. Sometimes the woman might even jump the gun on that. But if that woman says, you know what, I don't want to marry you, matter of fact, I don't want to deal with you no more, I want to break up with you. Is that a loss that you rather you had? Is that a loss that you're gonna look back on? Let's focus on the good times? No, you're gonna be fucked up about that. You're gonna be singing, like I said, and I wish I never met her at all. You know what I mean? So there are circumstances and there are situations where loving someone would have been, not loving at all would have been better than loving someone and being in a situation where you lost that person. And for me, I feel like I don't want to I don't want to lose nobody I love. I don't want to lose nobody I love. And I've done that to the detriment of myself. I've done that to the detriment of myself. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations where people that I love, that I genuinely love, and I'm not talking about just like I'm not talking about relationship wise, I'm talking about in general. People that I love in my life, I don't want to lose people that I love. People that are not related to me, people that I unconditionally love. That goes for friends too. You know, it's hard when you have to lose a friend that you love, that you didn't have to love, a person that you met and you said, hey man, this motherfucker here rocks with me and I rock with him and I love him, and then y'all have a falling out and you have to lose them. Fortunately, I haven't had to do that, but I don't want to do it. I had a falling out with my brother. I call this man my brother. He's not related to me. He's my brother because that bond and that friendship that we had makes me feel like he's my brother, makes me love him like my brother. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Go right there. So look, right there, we are related. Listen. And I ain't trying to lose you neither. Like, I know we ain't cousins that we talk every day. We ain't cousins that we see each other every day. But if something happened to you, I'd be sad in the motherfucker. I'll be on this show morning. I'll be on this show going, this song's dedicated to my cousin and that gangster lean. But I know, but see, I'll be happy too, because not happy that you passed away or something, but happy that I know you. I know you. If anybody's going to heaven, he believes God. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to rock with that. I would have to say, hey, listen, my cousin, he unfortunately passed away. I'm sad about it. I'm crying about it, but he believes God, and he's in there. He's up there. He's looking down on me, and he's going to be shining light on me, shining light. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I'm just saying in general, I don't want to lose people that I love, especially people that I unconditionally love. And that goes for friends, that goes for relationships, anybody. And so for me, I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that. He said, if anybody's going to me and Meryl's already there. Meryl's already there. I've already received my blessings from Meryl. You know what I'm saying? I already received some blessings from Meryl. Because when I pray, I pray to Meryl. That's why I say, hey, you up there. You up there, and you need to send something down for me. Your grandbaby struggling. You know what I'm saying? So I pray to Meryl. So I already know. But like I said, like, we don't talk every day, whatever. But I'm proud of you. I really am. I really see what you do with these children. I really see what you do for the community. I really see that you hold it down with the church. I really know what you did for my grandmother and what you're doing for all my aunts and what you're doing for my cousin. I see you in Chantel. I saw y'all. I see that. I don't comment like, you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a black sheep, but I see it and I appreciate it and I love y'all. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And that's my point. I don't want to lose people that I love. So for me, if I felt like, or I thought, or I got into a situation where I loved and lost, it's not. I'd rather not have met that person. I'd rather not have had that person. I'd rather not have loved that person. So for me, it's not better to have loved and lost than not have loved at all, because the loss is it's too much of a magnitude for me. The loss is something that I'm going to dwell on for the rest of my life. Whereas if I never met that person, never loved that person, I don't have nothing to dwell on. I would be fine. So yeah, I understand that it's better to have love and loss than that. I understand that feeling of love, that feeling of you loving someone and someone loving you back. I understand all that. I understand that the joy that comes from love. I understand all of that. But for me, the loss is, for me, losing someone you love is more powerful than loving. For me. And you can reflect on the good times, but the good times don't make me feel good. The good times make me want them motherfuckers back. The good times make me want them back. The good times make me go, where's my wife? The good times make me go, where's this person? Where's that person? I want them back. And if they're lost to the point where they're out there in the world and you can call them and you call them and they don't come back, the fuck? And if the loss is that they out there and they passed away and you can't call them, you can't call them, you can pray to them. You can know they're up there. You can feel their presence and their spirit and their blessings, all that, but you can't call them. You can't talk to them. I don't want to experience that. I don't want that. And that's for people that I love conditionally. Can you imagine? It's even more deeper for people that I love unconditionally. It's more deeper for me, for a person that I chose to love. Because in my heart, I love my mama in my heart. Now, my mom is a wonderful person. She's a bad example because my mama is a wonderful person. If you, people that don't, everybody loves Linda because Linda is, oh my God, she's a wonderful person. But I'm saying that in my heart, I love the people that I have to love. I love my children because in my heart, that's my children. I have to love them. I love my dad because in my heart, that's my dad. I have to love them. And I love my sisters, my siblings. I love my cousins. I love my family because in my heart, that's my family. I have to love them. But in my mind, I can't stand some of the motherfuckers that's in my family. In my mind, sometimes I'll be thinking about my dad too. And I love my dad to death. I ain't trying to be disrespectful to him. But in my mind, sometimes my dad, man, I'll be like, this motherfucker here. And I think bad thoughts in my mind. But my heart loves everybody based on the condition of them being my family. Based on the condition of them being my mama, my children, my people. My mind loves people based on my choice to love them. And my mind is what fucks me up a lot more than my heart. My heart makes me feel bad. My heart makes me feel sad. But my mind is where it's at. My mind is what I cannot get rid of. My mind is the situation that I cannot handle. So that's what I'm saying. So for me, the answer ain't that simple. Everybody's saying it's better to have loved and lost than I have loved it all. For me, it's not better to have loved and lost than not loved it all because I can't handle the loss. And I can't handle the reasons for the loss. And I can't understand the loss. I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that up in here. And I'm saying that there's a lot of people that might not be good with that up in here. Like I'm saying, a lot of people that have long marriages and their husband died, that's not, and they look back on the good times and they can focus on the good times. For some people that works. For some people that works. For me, that doesn't work. For some people, it works to say, hey, I got my kids out of this. For me, having my kids out of this doesn't work. So the answer for me is no. No. It's not better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all. I'd rather not love somebody than to love them and to lose them. And that's it. But I'm not hating on anybody that does because I understand. I understand. When my mother passes away, my dad is not going to have no regrets about being with my mom because she was a wonderful person. He's not going to look back and say, man, I wish I never met Linda. He's not going to look back and regret his children. I'm saying that. Yeah. Maybe he will regret it. Like no, he's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? So for him, yeah, it was better for him to love and lost my mom than to not love them. They spent a whole lot of wonderful years together, and so for him, yeah, maybe not. But for me, I don't know. I just don't think. I think that if I gotta lose somebody that I love unconditionally, that I chose to love up here, Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. And that pain is bad. And yet it's still, I'm here in a situation where anytime I could lose the woman I love. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not putting this out there in the atmosphere, but at any time you can lose the woman that you love. And yes, I'm gonna say this with everything in my chest. If something happens to Brittany, I'm gonna come on in and I'm gonna sit here and sing. And I wish I never met her because that's how I'm going to feel. But at the end of the day, that is what it is. And at the end of the day, this is the end of the podcast. Now, look, today's spot today. Sesame Street was brought to you today by the letters L and F and by the number 24. No. Today, this podcast was brought to you by, guess what? Me. Because this is my new book. This is Dad. And now I wrote, this is my fourth book. This is my fifth book, actually, but this is the fourth book that I published. I even got proof. Look. This was the first book that I published, Suicidal Mind Trap. And this is the fourth book that I published, Dad. And my cousin Frederick, I think he just published a book. I don't know if he's the author of the book, but I know he got a book out. And so, I'm not doing as successful as his book, because his book is in stores. His book is in stores, and my book is online and in my hand. So my cousin might know how to publish a book a little better than I do, but either way, I published 4 books, and this is my 4th book, Dad. And I'ma just say that go get it. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Books right now. It's available. It's available in ebook. It's available in paperback. If you know me, text me, call me, look me up, fly me a kite, send me a message, anything you want to do, and I will bring you a copy personally. I'll deliver it. I'll sign it. And I'll even fake like I love you in it. I'll be like, yo, with love, even though I might not even know your ass. You know what I'm saying? If you want one of these and you live in Philadelphia area and you can get to me, or if you want one of these and you know me, or if you just want to support me, like I said, it's on Amazon. But if you want to see the listener in real life, you can. I ain't scared. Even if I don't know you, I'll pull up. Give me the address. Text me, call me. And it's only $10. It's only $10. And $10 to support your boy, that ain't even a lot of money. But even if you don't want to support your boy, this is a good story. Let me just break it down to you. Let me just read the back of the book. Just to let you know what kind of story it is. Espotech developed a formula that would allow for people to predetermine everything about their unborn child, from looks to intelligence. You hear that? Espotech said you can predetermine everything about your unborn child, from how they look to their brain to all of their intelligence, right? Sounds great, right? That's what it says. Sounds great, right? It does sound great, don't it? Then it says, well, the governments of the world didn't think so, and they tried to shut Espotech down. Governments didn't think so. They thought it was unethical. They thought it was wrong. They thought that people shouldn't be allowed to do that. They thought that companies shouldn't do nothing like that, experimenting and all that kind of shit. So they shut Espotech down. What they didn't realize is that Espotech controlled more of the world than they thought, and Espotech in turn shut the world down instead. That's right. They didn't realize that Espotech wasn't just a pharmaceutical company. Espotech owned a lot of the cell phone towers. Espotech owned a lot of the electricity. Espotech owned a lot of the gas lines. And Espotech said, oh, y'all want to shut us down? No, we'll shut you down. Cancel them cell phones. Cancel them gas lines. Shut that electricity off. Espotech crippled the world because they were shut down by world governments. And the world governments didn't expect that Espotech was going to shut down all of their contributions to the world, and it was enough to cripple the society. This book ended up in a kind of like a dystopian society, right? Now, Alicia's a rebel leader, and her group of revolutionaries are out on a mission to destroy Espotech and restore the world back to what it was. That's right. Alicia is on a mission to to destroy Espotec. She's got rebels and they rebellion and they get revolutionaries and they going out here and they doing things to fuck Espotec up. They trying to fuck with Espotec. They trying to restore the world. They trying to save the world. Okay, that's what they trying to do. And the governments of the world is trying to say the world too. So it's a three-race war. It's got the governments of the world that's still trying to fight Espotec. It's got Espotec, who's this technology conglomerate that has now officially shut the world down. And then they have the government. Then they have Alicia and her revolution, her rebellion. That's not exactly on the side, not exactly fucking with the government, but still doing things to try to fuck Espotec up. They like vigilantes, I would say, or something like that. Whatever the case may be, Alicia is leading this crew of revolutionaries, crew of vigilantes, crew of rebellious people. She's the leader of them, and she's leading them on a mission to destroy Espotec and restore the world. So she's on a mission to save the world. The only thing is that she doesn't know that she is the very thing that she's fighting against. Alicia is the very thing that she's fighting against, and I'm not going to tell y'all that. I'm not going to tell y'all the whole motherfucking story. But if y'all interested, buy the book. Okay, buy the book. But I'm just going to tell you that that's the story. That's the story. Okay, and if y'all want the book, like I said, get at me, dog, or go on Amazon and purchase it from them. You know what I'm saying? But if you get at me, you get an autographed copy, and if you get at me, you get to meet the guy. If you don't know me already, and if you know me already, I know you already know I ain't nothing special, but still, if you know me already, you should be buying the book already. Like, I don't understand where I got this lack of support. Okay, because if you know me and we're cool, then that means you know that we're cool. I love you, you love me, sort of, kind of. So if you know me already and you ain't asking me about this book, shame on you. And I'm gonna see you, and I'm gonna talk to you about that. And you know that talking to me about something that makes me feel this, you know how that conversation will go. I don't even gotta say it. But anyway, so that's the end of this episode. Like I said, the book is called Dad. I just gave y'all the description. It's written by Tyrone Jacob Livingston, because my real name is not Dollar Sparrow or the Lisper or any of that. However y'all want to say it. Somebody call me Dollar Sparrow one day. I'm just saying. But anyway, and that's it for today's episode. Thank you for our two who was in the comments. Thank you for my cousin who's always here. Always here. He may not stay here because the shit say 0 now, but every time he sees that I'm live, he at least shows up to say, hey, cousin, hey, anything. He believes God, and your cousin needs some prayers. So send them up. And like I said, he shouted out my grandma Merle, who's up there in heaven. Shout out to my grandma. Shout out to David Jones, who's also was in the comments. And shout out to any listeners who's going to listen to this on YouTube or listen to this for future references. And I'm also saying this too. I'm on Spotify. I'm still on Spotify, and y'all can still go to Spotify and listen to it. They got Spotify video. I think they got audio too. Like, I don't know, but I'm on Spotify. So if you don't like YouTube and you don't like Facebook, and you got Spotify, go on there and rock out with your boy. And with that being said, I'll see y'all later.